Raevyn Rogers, as I mentioned, the collegiate record holder and the meet record holder. That was the collegiate record, just 1/100th slower. That has a possibility of going today if Raevyn Rogers wants to do so. She had won it as a freshman, won it as a sophomore, and now she is a junior. Let's take a look back at what happened in the semifinals, and this is where the Duck ladies really got their act together.
They were on fire in the semifinals. That's a look at Raevyn Rogers as she looks to defend that outdoor title. And she likes to go to the front. We've seen her run up front a whole lot of times. That's how she won the Pac-12 championships just a few weeks ago, and that's what she did, essentially leading wire to secure her spot in the finals, having one of the best qualifying performances. But it would be Brooke Feldmeyer, her teammate, her training partner, who would have the best overall qualifying time. Feldmeyer clocking 2:03.43 to be the top time, advancing to the finals, throwing up the big O, bringing the Hayward Field crowd to their feet.
And here's a little bit of Raevyn Rogers' accomplishment. She set that collegiate record at the Mount Sac Relays back in April, and that broke the record of Susie Faber-Hamilton that had lasted a long time and won the last 4. She's not lost an NCAA championship 800 meters. Let's just put it that way. The junior understands as a team leader that pep talks are important to the success of her team.
Definitely holding my teammates accountable. So when I see like some of my teammates slacking off, just as though I would want them to correct me on some things because they know the potential that I have, I'll make sure that they get themselves together and they realize the bigger picture. Because I feel like if you're not holding yourself accountable and no one else is, then that's gonna hurt the rest of the team.
So Raevyn Rogers has basically never lost an NCAA 800-meter fight out of 4. She's 4 for 4.
And we know that she loves to run on her home track. 4 of her 5 fastest 800s were run right here at Hayward Field. And not only did she and Brooke Feldmeyer look great at 800 qualifying, they looked awesome on the 4x400 and advanced to the finals as well, running really solid legs for them in that qualifying round on Thursday. Hannah Green, though, certainly looks to be a contender. The senior out of Virginia Tech enters with a season best of 2:01.28, and she is all too familiar with racing Raevyn Rogers. She was second to Raevyn Rogers indoors in 2016 and in 2017. A lot of strength, though, from Hannah Green. She also runs the 1500 as we take a look at Brooke Feldmeyer, the sophomore from Washington. As I mentioned, she was the fastest in qualifying, and Robert Johnson said that she and Raevyn Rogers really play off of each other's strengths very well. Raevyn's a little bit quicker in the shorter workouts, 200s, 300s, 400s, but Brooke Feldmeyer is very strong when they get into the longer distances. She's a former multi-events athlete, a 2-time heptathlon state champion in high school, so a really gritty competitor is Brooke Feldmeyer.
Feldmeyer, a transfer from Ole Miss to this Oregon program. By the way, Raevyn Rogers, besides her 4 NCAA titles, she just missed making the Olympic team last summer. She was 5th at the Olympic trials in a very competitive race. She was right there. Let's see if she decides to go into the lead. She stayed back and let the race develop during her semifinal and then kicked very effectively. And she looks to be running the race very much the same way, at least early on after the first 200 meters.
Shea Collinsworth from BYU up in front. She's been 3rd in the past 2 800-meter national championships, 3rd at the 2016 outdoor meet, and also 3rd 2017 indoors. So a seasoned NCAA competitor.
Raevyn Rogers running on the inside of lane 2 and did so through the turn somewhat. Now she decides that she would like to turn it on and maybe get in position to take the lead. Let's see the first lap, just about 58.3, and she's running side by side. Shea Collinsworth, Brooke Feldmeyer in a good position for the Ducks in 4th, and Hannah Green right there in the middle of lane 1, letting the race develop in front of her.
You would expect here on the back stretch that this is a prime opportunity for Raevyn Rogers to capitalize, and I would expect that Brooke Feldmeyer would try to go with her and have Raevyn just pull her right along.
Rogers, you would expect, would have dropped in and taken the lead by now, but she seems content to stay right there. She's not running any extra distance by running on the outside of lane 1, and now with 200 meters to go, she drops in to first place. But that move did not really have much of an effect on Shea Collinsworth, and we can see Hannah Green winding it up. Brooke Feldmeyer now back at 5th, trying to get it together. Raevyn Rogers now lifting in the straightaway, as we've seen her do so many times, especially at this distance in this meet. She's going to win it. 3-time champion she will become. Hannah Green 2nd. Now here comes Brooke Feldmeyer with a late charge. She's in 3rd. with eyes on second. Rogers is going to win it, and Feldmeyer is going to run out of real estate. First and third for the Ducks, 16 points for Oregon in the 800 meters.
Not missing a step off of their preliminary rounds, off their qualifying heats on Thursday, continuing to be so powerful in the 800.
Well, she just owns this race at the collegiate level. She becomes the first collegian to ever win 3 titles at this distance, and she just does not have anyone in her class.
Such a well-executed race strategy for her to let Shea Collinsworth go up there and wait for the exact right time. She dipped in and went to the rail right before she got into the turn, so she was very effective there on the strategy, and then she knows she has such a strong closing kick that she could carry it through, especially with that home crowd carrying her through the final 100 meters.
And by the way, she's undefeated in 2017, and you just saw the reason why she is, but she would help bring her teammate through with a 3rd place finish, 16 points for Oregon. And that is really going to make it tough for any team to respond. They will now catapult into 1st place. She just misses breaking 2 minutes flat. Hannah Green did a nice job getting 2nd. Feldmeyer 3rd, Collinsworth 4th. And once again, Raevyn Rogers is downstairs with Jill.
Very tired, but I've got her to stand up. You broke a 27-year-old collegiate record. I stood right here with you on your first NCAA title, your 2nd NCAA title. I'm just gonna dub you the 800-meter princess. But last night, before you went to sleep, how did you envision this race?
I had to picture step by step and just trust the process and trust God to get me through and just go ahead and execute.
You told my crew before this race that you hold your teammate, you can lean on me, you hold your teammates accountable. This morning, Ariana Washington put a picture on Instagram thanking all of you as her sisters. How pinnacle have they been in your success?
They're essential. I wouldn't have the success I do without my teammates. Them grinding and working hard in practice motivates me to work hard.
There's a whole lot of fans right over there waiting for you. Go enjoy this one.